Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're going to talk about something that a lot of us, well, we kind of fear it. It's silence. But what if we could turn that silence into our greatest strength? We're diving deep into the key ideas from the communication book to completely reshape how you connect with people in every single part of your life.
Have you ever felt this? I mean, really felt it. You're in a meeting, and bam, this killer idea just hits you. Or you're with friends, about to tell the perfect story, and then crickets. The words just get stuck. This wave of fear just washes over you, right? What if they think I'm an idiot? What if no one even listens? What if I'm interrupting? That feeling right there, that's the prison we build for ourselves. And today, we are going to dismantle it, brick by brick.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to inspect the prison itself, why we stay quiet. Then, we'll pour a rock-solid foundation for real confidence. After that, we're getting practical with a toolkit and some master keys for those really tricky conversations. And finally, the best part, we'll uncover how to find and use your own authentic voice. So, let's get started.
Okay, so let's start with the prison itself. Let's dive into those moments, you know the ones I'm talking about, where our words just completely desert us. We're not talking about comfortable silence here. This is the kind of silence that builds walls, the kind that separates us from opportunity, from connection, and honestly, from our own potential.
Picture this. You're in a team meeting. People are throwing ideas around. And suddenly, a genius thought sparks in your mind. I mean, it's the missing piece of the puzzle. Your heart starts pounding. But you pause, and that little voice in your head starts whispering, right? Oh, that's probably a dumb idea. Someone else has already thought of that. Don't make a fool of yourself. So, you clam up. The moment passes, and your idea dies right there, locked away. Or how about this one? The job interview. On paper, you are perfect. You've got the skills, the experience. You're a slam dunk. You know you can kill this job. But then you're in the chair, under the spotlight, and the words they won't come out right. Your passion feels flat. You just can't seem to communicate how much you want it, how good you'd be. The opportunity vanishes. Not because you weren't the best, but because you couldn't make them see it.
And look, this isn't just about work, right? This stuff seeps into our personal lives, into our most important relationships. Think about a partner, a friend, a family member. Maybe the easy, flowing chats have been replaced by this heavy quiet. Feelings go unshared, frustrations build up, and a tiny gap starts to widen into a canyon. The connection starts to fray, not because the love is gone, but because the words that keep it alive are.
Okay, so how do we start knocking down these walls? How do we build bridges instead? Well, it all starts with the foundation. We're talking about two simple but incredibly powerful internal shifts in how you think. These aren't just tricks, they're a whole new way of looking at communication itself.
So check this out. The book says most of our conversations fail because they're like a boat without a rudder, just drifting all over the place. The fix? It's surprisingly simple. Before you start any important conversation, just take 10 seconds. That's it. And ask yourself, what is my goal here? Am I trying to inform someone? Are we trying to decide something? Or do I just want to connect on an emotional level? That one question is your compass. It gives your words direction and power.
Now this next part is a game changer. It's the huge difference between just hearing someone and truly listening. Most of the time, let's be honest, we're just hearing. We're waiting for them to take a breath so we can jump in with our amazing point. We're busy crafting our reply in our head. But active listening, that's a whole different sport. It means shutting down your own inner monologue, being 100% present, and listening for the feeling behind the words. When you make someone feel truly deeply heard, it's like a superpower. It builds instant trust.
All right, so we've got our foundation poured, we know our purpose, and we're committed to active listening. Now it's time to grab our tools. These are 3 super practical techniques you can literally start using today to create a little everyday magic in your conversations. So think of questions like keys, right? A closed question, one you can answer with just yes or no. It basically locks the door to a deeper conversation. Have a good day? Yep. End of story. But an open-ended question, one that starts with what, how, or why, that's the master key. It swings the door wide open. Instead of, how was work? Try asking, what was the most interesting challenge you tackled at work today? One gets you a fact, the other gets you a story. You know, we're always told to use facts, data, logic, right? But here's the thing. Facts live in the brain. Stories go straight to the heart. There's this great example in the book about a company struggling with fire safety. They had these boring presentations filled with statistics, and nobody cared.
Then, one day, an older employee gets up and tells this riveting personal story about a small fire that almost cost him his home. That one story did more to change behavior than 1,000 safety manuals, because it made people feel something.
Okay, pop quiz. You've got 30 seconds. You're in an elevator with the one person who could change your career. What do you say? Go. This little 3-step formula is your secret weapon. Instead of saying something vague like, I'm a consultant, try this. I build websites, what you do, for small businesses, who you do it for, so they can double their online sales, how they benefit. See that? It's clear, it's powerful, and it's all about the value you bring. It makes them want to hear more.
Okay, so we've got the basics down. Now it's time to level up. We're moving on to the master keys. These are the skills you pull out for the tough stuff, the high-stakes conversations that can make or break a relationship. Let's talk about two of the most powerful and often misused words in the English language. I'm sorry. How many times have you heard, I'm sorry, but, or I'm sorry if you felt that way? Come on, those aren't apologies, they're excuses in disguise. A real apology, one that actually heals, has these 3 non-negotiable parts. You own your specific mistake, you validate the pain it caused them, and you make a real promise to do better. This isn't about winning. It's about valuing the relationship more than your ego. That's how you build back trust.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Nobody loves getting criticism. Our first instinct is to get defensive, right? To put up our shields? But what if you could see feedback as a gift? Seriously, it's pure gold for your own growth. So next time someone gives you feedback, just try this. Fight that urge to argue. Take a deep breath. Get curious. Ask for examples so you can understand. And then, thank them. The person who learns to genuinely welcome feedback becomes absolutely unstoppable.
All right, get ready for this, because this number is probably going to blow your mind. A famous study found that a whopping 55% of what you're communicating has nothing to do with the words you're saying. Not your clever arguments, not your big vocabulary. It's your body language, your posture, your gestures, your eye contact. More than half of the conversation is happening without you ever saying a word.
But here's the amazing part. You are in complete control of this. And it's not about learning some complex secret code. It's the simple things. Leaning forward just a little tells someone you're engaged. Uncrossing your arms literally removes a barrier and shows you're open. And making good, steady eye contact, that's the universal sign for trust and honesty. These tiny tweaks send massive signals. Make sure your body is telling the same confident, open story as your words.
All right, let's bring it all together. Because the point of all this, it's not to turn you into some perfectly scripted communication machine. It's the exact opposite, actually. It's about getting rid of all the junk, the fear, the bad habits, so that the real you, your authentic voice, can finally shine through.
Think about it. Your voice is like your fingerprint on the world. When Nelson Mandela spoke, you felt peace and strength. When Steve Jobs spoke, you felt his passion and his vision for the future. As you start using these tools, as you listen better, ask smarter questions, tell better stories, you're not just learning tricks, you're actually discovering who you are and what your unique voice sounds like. Is it a voice of compassion, of sharp wit, of unwavering conviction? That's the journey.
So, at the end of the day, all of these tools, all these keys and techniques, they're really for one thing: to finally unlock the cage and give you the confidence to share your story with the world. A story that absolutely deserves to be heard. So, you've got the keys now. The only question left is, what story are you going to tell?